to get you another one. And that's the mindset that we have going into it. But I think we're in a space where we want it. We're just hungry and we're greedy and we're going after it again.
It's real. I'm human. I go through things. I see things. I get sad. I have anxiety. Sometimes I'm depressed.
Did you hear what Aja Wilson just said about Caitlin Clark? The WNBA MVP dropped a bombshell, demanding reparations from the rookie sensation. But why? Is this about more than just basketball? The drama's just getting started. Aja's viral clip about white privilege. It's got everyone picking sides. But there's a twist to this story that nobody saw coming. Are you ready for the truth behind the headlines? So Aja Wilson's talking about reparations from Caitlin Clark. Wait, what? Yeah, you heard that right. But before you freak out, let's break this down. It's not exactly what you think. Picture this. Aja is in an interview and she's not holding back. She's talking about white privilege in women's basketball, and suddenly Paige Bucker's name pops up. That's when things get spicy. Aja says it really is because you can be top-notch at what you are as a black woman, but yet maybe that's something that people don't want to see. Whoa, right? But here's the kicker. When Aja mentions reparations, she's not being serious. It's more like a joke, a playful way of saying, hey, this competition is intense. It's Aja's way of acknowledging how Caitlin Clark is shaking up the game. Now, you'd think people would get the joke, but nope. The internet exploded. Some fans are cheering Aja on, saying she's speaking truth to power. Others, they're furious, claiming she's stirring up trouble where there isn't any. But let's get real for a second. This isn't just about a joke or even about reparations. It's about something bigger. Aja's touching on a raw nerve in women's basketball. Who gets the spotlight and why? Think about it. Aja's at the top of her game. She's a superstar, no doubt.
And talk about MVP, you have to be like, well, of course A'ja Wilson's running away with it. Like, you cannot even have any kind of constructive conversation around MVP.
Defensive Player of the Year, 2 MVPs, a gold medal, and I'm a champion in the WNBA.
But she's pointing out something that's been bubbling under the surface for a while. Why do some players seem to get more attention than others? Is it just about skill, or is there something else at play? This is where things get complicated. Aja's not saying Caitlin Clark doesn't deserve the hype. She's phenomenal, end of story. But Aja's asking us to look at the bigger picture. Why do some incredible black players sometimes feel like they're in the shadows? It's a tough question, and there's no easy answer. But that's why this whole situation is blowing up. It's not just about Aja and Caitlin anymore. It's about the entire WNBA and how we see women's basketball. So what's the takeaway here? First off, let's not get it twisted. Aja's not actually demanding cash from Caitlin Clark. She's using humor to highlight a serious issue. And second, this feud isn't really a feud at all. It's more like Aja starting a conversation that's been a long time coming. You think you've seen drama in the WNBA? Hold on to your seats, because the real game changer is happening right before our eyes. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's rewriting the entire playbook of women's sports. And the numbers, they're telling a story that's got everyone talking. Let's break it down. Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation, is pulling in a whopping 1.8 million viewers per game. That's not just good, that's insane.
And so we had to come out and understand that we gotta look at the bigger picture, and we can't look at now, we gotta look at games and games and games. So this
Exceeded my expectations, for one, and exceeded a lot of people's expectations of what she could actually do during her rookie season.
Now compare that to A'ja Wilson, the reigning MVP and superstar of the league. Her games, they're attracting about 900,000 viewers. That's still impressive, but it's only half of what Clark is bringing in. This isn't just about who's more popular, it's a seismic shift in the WNBA landscape. Imagine being at the top of your game, dominating the court, winning championships, and then suddenly a newcomer shows up and steals the spotlight. That's what A'ja Wilson is facing right now. But here's where it gets really interesting. This viewership gap isn't just about numbers on a screen, it's reshaping the entire WNBA. Think about it. More viewers mean more attention, more sponsorships, more money flowing into the league. It's like Clark just opened up a gold mine and everyone's scrambling to stake their claim. Now, you might be wondering, is this what Aja's really upset about? It's a fair question. When you've been the face of the league, seeing someone else grab all the attention can be tough. But it's not that simple. This isn't about jealousy or pettiness. It's about the bigger picture of how the WNBA grows and who gets to be at the forefront of that growth. The WNBA has always struggled to get the same kind of attention as men's sports. But now, with Clark drawing in these massive numbers, it feels like a turning point. It's like the league just got a shot of adrenaline and everyone's feeling the rush.
But the biggest thing, and I've learned this from college with Coach Staley, is mind over matter. If it don't mind, it don't matter. So some of these things, I'm like, I don't have time to be tired.
You're going to be you, and you're going to love that. And I've been caught up in people pleasing and imposter syndrome and all of that. And it's hard. Sometimes it's the life.
But here's the thing. This surge in viewership isn't just good news for Caitlin Clark. It's potentially great for the entire league. More eyes on the game mean more opportunities for everyone. It's like Clark is opening doors that have been stuck shut for years. Still, it's complicated. While Clark's popularity is undeniably good for the WNBA, it also highlights some tough questions. Why such a big gap in viewership? Is it just about skill, or are there other factors at play? These are the questions that players like A'ja Wilson are grappling with. Remember, Wilson isn't actually asking for money from Clark. She's using humor to point out something serious: the uneven playing field in women's sports. It's like she's saying, hey, look at what's happening here. We need to talk about this. You think Wilson's just salty about Clark stealing her thunder? Think again. This clash isn't just about two players. It's exposing cracks in the WNBA's foundation that could make or break the league's future. We're talking about a game-changing moment for women's basketball, and it's not happening on the court. It's all about who gets the spotlight and why. This A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark situation, it's like pulling back the curtain on some serious issues in the WNBA.
Have opportunity to tweak the things that you've been doing and fix the things that didn't go well. So it's an opportunity to get better, and that's what I want to see.
Finally over. The best player on the planet, number 22, A'ja Wilson.
Let's break it down. Wilson's not actually mad at Clark. She's pointing out something big. There's a whole system at play here that decides who becomes a star, and it's not always fair. Think about it. Clark's games are pulling in 1.8 million viewers. That's huge. But why is she getting so much more attention than other amazing players? It's not just about skill. There's more to this story. Cheryl Reeve, the Minnesota Lynx coach, hit the nail on the head. She said, it's not just about Caitlin. And she's right. The league needs to lift up all its players, not just one. But here's the tricky part. How do you do that when one player is bringing in so many new fans? Now, here's where it gets real. A'ja Wilson talked about how tough it can be playing in this environment. She said she dreaded games in Indiana because of how fans treated her. Can you imagine that? Being at the top of your game and still feeling like you're not wanted? Wilson even said, living like that sucks, but it's something that you have to continue to do. That's heavy. We're talking about players having to put on a brave face while dealing with some serious emotional stuff. This isn't just about hurt feelings. It's about how the WNBA markets itself. Who gets the big endorsements? Who's on all the posters? These decisions shape how people see the league and who they root for. So what's the solution? It's not about taking anything away from Clark. She's amazing and her success is good for everyone, but it's about spreading that spotlight around. The WNBA needs to show off all its stars, not just one or two. Imagine if every player got the Clark treatment.
For myself, like coming in, right off my college season and then coming right to the WNBA, having that reset has been something that I probably haven't had in like a year.
Caitlin was throwing the ball away 10 times a game, and I feel like maybe that's the only thing holding her back.
Media coverage, endorsements, fan events, the works. It would change the game completely. More stars mean more fans, more money, and a stronger league overall. But here's the catch. It's not easy. The WNBA is working with a smaller budget than the men's leagues. They can't just snap their fingers and make it happen. It takes time, money, and a whole lot of planning. This is where the fans come in. We've got a role to play too. It's about supporting all the players, not just the ones who get the most airtime. It's about showing up for games, buying merch, and making noise on social media for all the WNBA stars. And let's talk about media coverage. It's not just about quantity, it's about quality. We need stories that dig deeper, that show these players as real people with amazing skills. It's about celebrating diversity and showing off all the different kinds of talent in the league. Here's the thing, this isn't just good for the players, it's good for the fans too. Imagine a WNBA where every game feels like a must-watch event, where you're not just following one or two stars, but a whole league of incredible athletes. That's the WNBA we could have.